Jailbreak. They got out on me. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason, if you're not familiar with us. And again, we're going to be doing a weekend vlog today. We have a lot of things to get planted still. The wind is blowing. I'm so sorry if it's too much in the mic, but it's not going to stop blowing today. You know, I got work to do, so we can't help that. But real quick before we get started, I do want to come around here and show you a few things that we've planted, that we've shown you that we've planted, and let you see how they're doing real fast. So over here on this side of the yard, we have these beautiful peas. These are Tom Thumb peas that we've planted in the ground. We have some of these planted in the ground and in a green stalk. I'll show you those in a moment. So there's Tom Thumb peas right here. Those are English sweet peas. They're for shelling, shell peas. And they're supposed to get about a handful of inches tall, 8 or 9 inches tall, and produce a few good pods of peas per plant. So they're supposed to be really small but fast growing pea. We're going to see how they do. We've never grown them before. And over here on this side of our fence, or up on this end of our yard, are these Magnolia Tendril peas that we soak the seed on. Okay, so we soak those seeds to get them growing faster and germinate faster, and we'll show you how they're doing. And as you can see, they've really germinated well. You can look up and down through here and see the good row there. They germinated well. They're growing quickly. These little tendrils here, okay, these are the tendrils, Magnolia tendril. We're gonna have to get them latched on to this trellis behind them. That is the value of soaking seeds on some of those things that we talked about in our seed germination video, where those items or those seeds that can be soaked, they really do benefit from soaking. Get them germinated faster, get your plants growing faster, right? So those are really good. And the radishes that we sowed last week, here we are in 1 week. They've already germinated really well. I can get in there and see all those radishes have grown really well. Again, radishes are really fast growing. French breakfast radish and the pink beauty, I think what it is, radish, they're growing. The French breakfasts are supposed to grow faster, and they're low elongated things, and the pink beauty are the round typical radish. And behind me are our green stalks that we planted in those Tom Thumb peas. You can see they've grown really well. I bet we didn't. That's not a radish. That's not a pea. I bet we forgot to plant seeds in these, because everything else has germinated. Same with this one. I bet we forgot this whole section. But these are growing really well. As you can see, they have done fabulous. And again, the 3-tier done great. See? Now again, those are in green stalks. We are an affiliate with Green Stalk. So real fast, they do have a sale going on right now. Mother's Day sale. You get the original 5-tier green stalk for the cheapest price you're going to get it. It's base price $109. Use our link in our code ART10 below, and you can get that for $99. That's a fantastic deal. But just use our code. You're going to get $10 off of your purchase anyways. But I mean, that's the best price on a green stalk that you're going to get. Highly encourage you, if you want to grow food in a small space, that you get that green stalk. And Angela wanted to make sure that I showed you these nectarines and peaches on our little trees and muck buckets. So we got these muck buckets, just a container that we planted them in. So it's a large container we've planted these varieties of fruit trees in, and we've got little bitty peaches and nectarines growing. I think this is the peach right here, because they're the little fruit's fuzzy. You see little peaches growing in there. Little peaches growing in there, and in there. Yep. So there's the peaches. Nectarines are harder to find, she said. I haven't looked in there and seen them. You can see one right there, growing in there. But everything's growing really well. We've got a little work to do today, though. Okay, scratch that. I've got a lot of work to do. I won't get it all done today or tomorrow, but we gotta get it going. Now, I'm sorry if you hear a little music in the background. I hope that the copyright police doesn't get us, because we're fairly close to the high school sports fields for our town, and so when they're doing sporting events, which right now it's all the time, you can hear everything from a distance. So they got some music playing right now. I hope the copyright police don't get us for music that we're not playing. But you never know. Hopefully they can't hear it. But I do have to get to work now. We're going to do some planting today, and we're going to show you again, kind of like we did last week, what we're doing in this process we're going through to get each thing planted, okay? Now honestly, I was going to wait till a little bit later to plant these, but I can't. I just can't. I'm too excited about planting them. I'm just jacked up about planting these. And so I got to get these taters planted, y'all. So what I'm going to do is we have these potatoes. I can't handle saying potatoes. Taters. It's a tater. Now, I understand some of you guys are from, it's potatoes. Where I'm from, it's taters. Now, I live in Southwest Ohio where it is potato. But in Appalachia, it's a tater. Okay, in the Blue Ridge, it's a tater. All right, so we have actually these are taters we bought in the store. Okay, these are russet taters that we bought in the store, and they're organic, and they've just sprouted because we couldn't use them before they went. So they sprouted, and we said, hey, you know what? We're gonna plant them. So these are beautiful to plant. Right now, I do want to tell you real fast that I wouldn't recommend using anything that's not organic, just because they've probably been sprayed with something. They may not be exactly what you're looking for. They're going to be a good variety of potato, but they might possibly not be exactly what you're looking for. Okay, just being honest about that. But because these are organic and they haven't been sprayed, because at least they shouldn't have been if they're organic, then we're going to use them, and we're going to plant them in this tote. See this? We're planting them in here. Now I do want to tell you that if you plant in this style of container, all right, it's just a storage tote you can get at your local big box store. You will want to drill holes in the bottom, okay, for drainage. See here, I got holes drilled in the bottom. You're gonna want to drill holes in the bottom for drainage. I wouldn't normally plant potatoes in this style of container, but because these are russets, all right, they are indeterminate. Real fast, if you've heard this whole trash can method or whatever about planting potatoes. See, I do it by nature now. By planting your potatoes in the bottom, plant your taters in the bottom. You'll plant your taters on the bottom layer, and then like just cover up the sprout, okay. And then as the plant grows up, you let the plant get a little taller, and you put more dirt in. You keep layering up the dirt, and then you're supposed to have like a container filled with taters. That really only works if you use indeterminate varieties. A lot of varieties are not indeterminate. There are several determinate varieties, and typically your russet taters that you get in the store are indeterminate varieties. And indeterminate versus determinate is just like a tomato plant because they are in the same family. So indeterminate means it's a more sprawling plant, and it can produce an indeterminate amount of fruit. And a determinate means it's going to produce a determined amount of fruit, essentially. So like an indeterminate can spread out and set a tater anywhere its roots and its plant can grow. Same with a tomato plant, where a tomato plant is indeterminate. It's going to be one that sprawls out and needs staking and produces fruit everywhere. Whereas a determinate tomato plant stays compact, tight, sets its fruit at one time, and it's pretty much done. It might set 2 rounds of fruit, but it's pretty much done. Whereas same as a determinate potato, well, its roots will go down, and it's going to set all of its taters in one section, and it's going to be done. So we're going to do this that trash can style of layered dirt method in this storage tote with these taters. Now I'm going to do several of these totes, but I'm going to show you this one right here first. Just going to take this tater, put it in here, right? Let's see if we can get a good view of it. Take it, put it in here. Make sure your sprouts are going up, okay? Because that's your plant. So your sprouts need to go up because that's where you're going to want them at. You set it in there. I'll kind of hit it like that, and again like that, so the sprouts can come out however they want. Now you're going to want to cover that. We're just using some potting mix that we used last year in our grow bags we bought from Amazon. And so we're just using some potting mix that we used last year in those, and we just held on to it for this year. So be forewarned, if you watch this a lot, you'll know this. I say this all the time, but be forewarned. If you're using dirt that you've used before, you're going to need to re-fertilize that dirt. So I've covered those 2 taters, but honestly, I need to fertilize it now. Now, taters are kind of vegetable that may not necessarily benefit from a ton of nitrogen. It needs nitrogen. Everything needs nitrogen to grow. But if you get an unbalanced fertilization on those taters, then you're going to have, like, if it's high nitrogen, you're going to get a really beautiful plant and maybe not necessarily great taters in the bottom. So what you're going to need to do is make it really balanced. But you're going to need to make sure that you have a good amount of potassium in your dirt. Okay, potassium, long story short, potassium helps roots grow. Okay, potassium transfers its sugars and starches from the soil, that's the carbohydrates, from the soil into the plant to develop good roots. So this is a root crop, so you're going to want to make sure you got a good amount of potassium in there. It needs to be well balanced, but it can err on the heavier side of potassium. So like we'll say, like, even if you're trying to get into the numbers, we'll say like a 10-10-15 or 10-10-12, just a little higher amount of potassium in your dirt. So we're going to make sure we have that. We're going to get our soil amendments in here. Our soil amendments are going to balance that out. So we got worm castings for rich soil. Kelp meal is a really good slow release form of organic potassium. So this is key for me on these taters. Kelp meal, just good soil health, good potassium. Azomite for soil health. I've got a video on that. Just sprinkle that in there, and a good slow release, low nitrogen but good balanced organic fertilizer. That's like a 5-4-3 there, something like that. So it's a little high nitrogen, but we've used other things to balance that out, right? And just mix that in. I'm just gonna mix that in. Make sure we got a good mix of fertilizer in there, because I mean, fertilizer is the food for your plant. Now, do you do things without eating? Do you have the energy to grow, to be productive without eating? I don't. That's why we grow food, right? And so naturally, you're gonna wanna give your soil food. So that's what we're doing there. That's why you need to make sure you fertilize. And these right here, these worms, that's good. That's good right there. So we're gonna have some natural worm castings in there as well, right? Leave them worms in there. They're your buddies, right? So there's that. Now I've got to plant a few more of these because one of these totes ain't gonna do me. Helps if you hit record when you go to film a video. And let me show you these beautiful, beautiful plants over here. I don't know if you heard that or not. It sounded weird. But let me show you these beautiful plants in our greenhouse. I'm not gonna open the greenhouse door, but I am gonna open up the windows so they can get a good cross breeze. So I'm gonna show you. Look at that. Beautiful peppers, recovered beautifully. And the tomatoes are looking awesome. Angela's done a great job at nursing those back to health. Jailbreak. They got out on me. You can't go check on them without them wanting to get out the door. They love that grass. Come here, Goober. Oh. Come here, Dolores. Oh, there you go. Good girl. Come here, Lucy. Gotcha. Say hey to the camera, Lucy. Hey, Lucy. Yeah. Good girl, Lucy. Good girl. You wanna say hey, sweetness? Hey, sweetness. You're a good kid. A little spoiled boogers. You can't tell that they know us at all, can you? But we got 3 of them. We got 3 of those toads planted. Now we're going to do the similar process with these Yukon Golds. Okay, these are also ones we got out of the store, organic. They have sprouted. Now they're a little softer than what we would like necessarily, but I think they're going to be just fine. They've got a great start to the plant, beautiful sprouts on them. And we're going to put these in a grow bag from Amazon. These Amazon grow bags well, you know, they're all from a foreign country, but there's several of them you can buy on Amazon. We love them. We love to grow them, grow taters and carrots in them especially. And we're going to plant them like this. Since these are a determinate variety and not indeterminate, we're going to spread them out 3 in a bag with a little dirt in the bottom. These are 10-gallon grow bags, by the way. You can get them in all different sizes. massive sizes and small sizes alike. I'm going to try to put them with the sprouts up as much as we can, kind of nestle them down in that dirt, because the taters are going to grow up here. Okay, the sprouts are going to come up here and grow plants, and all the taters are going to be set up in here. So we want to make sure we get a good amount of dirt in this general region so we can have plenty of beautiful taters. Maggie laid, I think. Let's see. Yep. Thanks, Maggie. Hey, Tootie. You girls gonna lay an egg still? Huh, Helga? Huh, Bella? Yeah. Oh, never mind. Bella did lay. Thank you, Bella. What's up, you big girl? Getting these beautiful eggs. Never gets old. All right, next day. And yesterday we did get these 3 totes planted with russet taters. These 2 planted with some Yukon Gold taters. And this, and this. So these 3 planted with some Kennebec taters, okay? And the last thing we gotta do is plant these carrot seeds in these grow bags. So we've got these 10-gallon grow bags. We got 2 of them. We got 2 of them filled with dirt. And because this is dirt we've used before, I went and amended this soil with some azomite, some kelp meal, and some bone meal. Okay, I did not use anything that's high in nitrogen. Carrots need essentially 1 part nitrogen for every 3 parts phosphorus and potassium. Okay, so the bone meal I used was like a 680, so it was kind of there anyway. So you need lower nitrogen, because nitrogen is really just good for growing foliage. Carrots is a root crop, and again, it needs more phosphorus and potassium because it also has starches. And like I said before, potassium is really good for transferring starches and carbohydrates out of the soil to the root itself. So you got a sweeter carrot. Okay, so that's what we're after here. Now I'm just going to take a couple rough rows with my hands. Probably just do 3 rough rows. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to gently sprinkle these seeds because they're so small. Carrot seeds are so small. See, they're so stinking little small that it's really difficult to place them the way you're supposed to. So what I'm going to do is just gently sprinkle. And now and also germination rate can be a little low. So it's like you're salting the dish, essentially. And so once they germinate, you can thin and replant as necessary. Okay, but it's really difficult to get these planted the way you like, with proper spacing first. I've done it before, but it's very hard on my knees and takes a long time. So you just gently dust them back over, cover them over just a little bit, and you water them in. Okay, carrot germination can be sketchy again. That's why you plant a little more as well. Okay, we're gonna do that to this one and to that one. All right, we're back inside. Got everything planted that we're gonna get done for the weekend. And Angela Kay is bringing over an insanely beautiful pizza that she just made. Hold on, here we go. Look at that. I could eat me some of that right about now. So I'll tell you what, I think I will. Angela did a great job on this pizza. Just a basic, beautiful pepperoni pizza with a good amount of cheese, and obviously her homemade dough and crust. But we're gonna sit down and enjoy this with some good sweet tea. Thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Again, my name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.